Hi kittens, I'm Julie Savone, psychedelic facilitator, integration expert, and your guide for this wild ride, The Inner Trip, 365 days with plant medicine. I've helped hundreds of people use plant medicine, primarily psilocybin, to heal, expand, and step into their next level. But this year, I'm taking it even deeper. For the next 365 days, I'm bringing you with me. I'll be microdosing, journeying, integrating, and exploring what it really means to live a limitless life, with plant medicine as a tool, not a crutch. So if you're ready to feel more alive, more clear, more limitless, and you're down to do it with mushrooms and a little bit of sass, you're in the right place. Let's take the inner trip. I did something I have not done in a while, and that is successfully start and finish a microdosing protocol. And when I say successfully, I really mean consistently following the protocol, not missing days, and following the schedule, right? Because it is a series of on and on days for the whole time, which in this case was 30 days. I went through a protocol with a client, a woman inside of Limitless Woman, because she told me, Julie, I love microdosing. I just have a hard time with the process because I tend to forget. You know, I can write it on my calendar or whatever else, and it just doesn't happen for me. And so I was like, okay, no worries. Guess what we're going to do? We're going to go through it together. And I am going to follow the exact same protocol as you. I'll text you every single on day, and we're gonna make it work. We're gonna make it happen. And it did. And so because it has been a minute since I have really done one in what I'll say is integrity, right? To completion, following schedule, I wanted to go through the journal prompts that I have created for an end of protocol reflection with you. And then you can also take these journal prompts with you, right? So the next time you finish protocol, you can go through them as well. And just share like what came up within this journey. Because I like to think of like, yes, we have these bigger journeys. We have, a ceremony. We have the experience at my retreat. And I will say, if a retreat has been on your list, we have 2 spots left for Mexico at the beginning of May 5th through 10th in Puerto Escondido, in Oaxaca. And it is going to be such an amazing experience. The retreat application is linked up in the show notes. And if it's something that's been on your heart, I would really encourage you to apply, because the group of women is so amazing. This experience, this location in particular, is really near and dear to my heart. It is one that it's so beautiful. It's somewhere that I was for a yoga retreat. And when I was there, I made it a declaration that I was going to host my own retreat there. And I'm doing it, and it's happening now. And it's so full circle. It's going to be an amazing 6 days, 2 ceremonies, one with the mushies, one with LSD. And I cannot wait for May. So if that has been on your heart, reach out, apply, or DM me retreat on Instagram, and let's talk about it. But let's get into the journal questions. I have the questions pulled up because they're in a document I share with my clients, but I haven't sat down and created the answers, because I wanted to be so authentic and in the moment with you, and not be like reading from a script. So I do kind of have an idea of what they are, obviously, because I made them, but it's not something that like I've memorized. So let's jump in. Question number 1. One of my favorite things to do. 10 moments from the past month, or you could do it for however long the protocol has been, right? If you followed a protocol for 60 days, for 90 days, etc., for however long the protocol's been, for which you are grateful. So I'll say I'm really grateful for today. My mom is in town. She is going to be watching my animals while I am out of town next week. And we just had a very nice day, ran errands, I cooked dinner, she helped me out around the house, and it was really great to have that time with her. And I'm going to add another one, but was when I was back home. When I was back home in Iowa at the end of February, that was just such an amazing time. I know I shared about that on another podcast episode, but felt very at peace and just connected and good about our relationship and where I am with my business, etc. Another big gratitude moment was I had that very serendipitous, I love that word, sign up for Limitless Woman. Even though doors had closed where she reached out, she applied, and it was just literally, you are who the program is made for. And there's so many synchronicity moments with her that I can't explain logically. So it's great to have her in Limitless Woman, and she's just such an aligned client. I just have a lot of genuine love for her and the product that she's bringing to the market as well. Oh my gosh, my private ceremony in Phoenix which I am just a week out of. It was so beautiful. There were some like hiccups in the road leading up to it, and but then once I got there and like it all unfolded, it was just I feel like I made new friends with all of the women. It was one of my favorite ceremonies I've ever led, and just to see like the integration come full circle. So I'm going to say that I'm also grateful for integration. I'm just grateful everyone stayed for the next day, the integration piece, because I know there was some hesitancy to lean into that, and I know that's really what made the experience for the women. I'm grateful. Matt came, my trainer came, and we had a day. And it's hard. It's hard. It's things I've never done before, but I'm really grateful for him and his time and the process. 'Cause I'm feeling so much stronger. I'm grateful that I can run longer and without any knee pain, and that I am hitting those zones 4 and 5 way more consistently. I am grateful. My sleep has been crushing it, and I am a sleep queen. So grateful for that. I am, you know what I'm gonna say? I'm grateful for some spray tans. I love getting spray tan. I feel so good, and I'm grateful that this weekend I got a facial. I got my lashes lifted and tinted. Same with my brows. I just feel so. Oh, I got new nails. So ready for this trip that I'm about to go. I feel so cute. And I'm grateful I just had such a nice day yesterday as well, where after I, got like that self-care, I got a couple outfits for travel, I got some new books, I'm a big reader, and so it's just a lovely day. When I bring my overall intention, I'm so glad I shared this with you. This is the next question. When you bring your overall intention from the process to mind, in what ways did you embody this intention? So I believe I shared on a couple of podcast episodes ago that my intention for the protocol was really around love, like bringing in love, calling in love. And, I embody this because in the ways of like going out, I don't mean like going to the bars, but like I just put myself out there more, right? Like I would go to events that maybe I would have normally been like, oh, I'm tired or I'm not going to go, or it's really easy for me to stay home. I'm definitely a homebody and I enjoy it at home, but I did put myself out there. And I've done a lot of visualization of like what I want that to look and feel like, that next relationship. I honor the fact that I just don't like abs. Like abs really aren't for me. So I'm not on them, and I know that that's okay because I also speak about it with people. I like ask people, hey, do you know anyone? This is the type of person I'm looking for, etc. So I do feel like I did my part, and like I can't force that person to show up. Although I'll just say this. I have a little feeling that he could have popped up in this time, and more on that later if something comes from it. I do feel like my side of the street is pretty clean. There are a few pieces of trash I could pick up, perhaps, meaning I could have like done more, right? But I do feel good about the things that I did. So the next question is, where is there room to grow into my overall intention? And I would say, I still like apps aren't for me. Um, but being even bolder. I've seen people make reels or TikToks like, hey, this is me, this is what I'm looking for. One thing that I would like to do is whenever I go somewhere, like whether it be the gym, well, I do always say hi to the people that's not in the cold plunge, but they know me and they're a couple, etc. But just like wherever I go, like making an effort to say hi, talking to people, saying hi, like just opening up dialogue. It doesn't even have to be a cute guy. I would just, open myself up to that more. The next question is, what is one thing from this process that I'm committed to making part of my daily life? And I will say intention. I think I've spoken on here about the power of intention before, not just like having an intention for your protocol or for setting a daily intention, but having an intention moment to moment. Like for instance, before I started this podcast, I set an intention to like have an amazing podcast and really connect with you and feel present and engaged in this process. So it's like setting an intention like that, right? In these smaller moments, moment to moment, you are always in control of like where your experience is going. And so I've been doing that in the last month and I really enjoy that. The next question is, what am I most proud of when I think back over the course of this journey? So however long your protocol was, right? 30 days, 60 days, 90 days. 90 days is a bit long. I hate to break it to you cuties out there. That's my personal opinion, but I feel pretty strongly about it. I'm most proud of The way that my relationships have been going, whether it be like me and my mom, me and friends, like I feel good about who I am and how I'm showing up in relationship. Um, and there have been periods of time where I feel like relationships have kind of taken a back burner for my business, or like I haven't been proud or happy with how I've shown up in a relationship, but I really feel like I've led with love. And I've led with the frame that I know relationships are really important, so just dedicating my energy there. So that's the thing I'm most proud of. The next question is, what have I gained in this process that I didn't expect? Ooh, I really like that question. Not just because I wrote it. I always like to think about what are the things I didn't expect. I'm starting to have this like peace that I don't know. I love peace. I think peace is important, but I haven't felt it in a while, or maybe ever at this level. Like it might be a new layer of peace, a new like layer of the onion that I'm peeling back, of just like peace. Like it's all gonna work out, like regardless of what I'm experiencing or seeing in the external circumstance. I know like it's all happening for me, which is a belief that I've really made a part of my like DNA. It's not even a belief at this point. It does feel like a knowing, but sometimes easier said than done. It's just I have this peace. I have a peace that I really enjoy. Um, yeah, and maybe I'll say more on that. I don't know that I have the words right now, but I just do feel this peace, and that feels good. Okay. If next question. If I could tell the version of myself who was just beginning this journey one thing, what would it be? Oh, came me a month ago. Hold the vision. And I do it. I do it. I really do. But hold the vision. I held the vision for a lot of things and it has not failed me. So would just encourage myself, whether it be the vision for love, the vision for Limitless Woman, the vision for retreats, the vision for how my life gets to look, the vision for my health, always hold it, right? Just be so unwavering in it. Every desire was placed on your heart for a reason. That timeline exists. You can connect with it by connecting with the frequency of it. And then question number 8, how did I surprise myself during this process? I would say I lightened up a little bit. Honestly, sometimes even though I am fun, I like to have fun. I can be a little serious, I can be a little rigid. I can, yeah, be a little bit a taskmaster. It's interesting. One woman who came to my Ozarks retreat, she called herself a taskmaster, and like as I kind of thought about what that meant, I was like, oh, I am that too. And now she's one of my really good friends. She's here in Kansas City. So I, yeah, I can be a taskmaster. Like I have to do this, and even at the expense of the relationship or the conversation or being present with someone, I can be on to the next thing and feel like I need to check all these things off of my to-do list. So that's been a good one, of kind of loosening the grip on that taskmaster. And then I know that also took away from like my last relationship where I just felt like I always had to be doing something and I had a really hard time chilling out. And that doesn't also make for a super fun relationship. So yeah. And I want to be able to chill out with my person, right? So 9, where am I going next? Ooh, okay, so I have time before my retreat. Honestly, I think I might take myself on the journeys, in the coming weeks just to prep for um, Mexico and see how it all goes, going through my process. Um, and then where am I going next in terms of intention? I'm just staying open. I have a lot of travel coming up in this last part of the year. January and February are basically my no travel months. I did go home, which was great. I drove home to the city, but I wasn't like traveling. The rest of the year is more travel heavy. And so I'm literally going in places, but also just being open in the process of them. You never know who you're going to meet, connecting with people I love, and just being grateful for this life that I get to live, which is pretty freaking amazing. So from the top, I just want to run down all the questions so you can have them if you're finishing up a microdosing journey. The questions are: 1, list 10 moments from the past month for which you're grateful. 2, bring your overall intention to mind. In what ways did you embody this intention? 3, where is there room to grow into the overall intention, to continue to grow? 4, what is one thing from this process you are committed to making part of your daily life? 5, what are you most proud of when you think back over the course of this journey? 6, what's one thing you've gained in this process that you didn't expect? 7, if you could tell the version of yourself who is just beginning this journey one thing, what would it be? 8, how did you surprise yourself during this process? And 9, where are you going next? Okay, so those again are just amazing questions to ask yourself as you're wrapping up a journey. A journey being a microdosing protocol. I always want to put like a little asterisk on that because there is a separate integration exercise, which you can also find in this podcast. It's one of the first episodes that I took everyone through after like a full dose, a macro, whatever you want to call it, right? So these are questions specifically designed to help you unpack and begin the integration process after a microdosing protocol, so 30, 60, 90 days. And, even if you aren't finishing up one, my integration for you, did I share my intention? I hope I did. I feel like I always do. I said my intention was to break down these questions with you today, right? Beautiful. But my integration for you is to take all of the questions or one of the questions that really stands out to you and just ask yourself that question, even if it isn't in relation to the microdosing, right? So instead of saying like, what are you most proud of yourself from this process? Like, what are you most proud of yourself for that's like that you've done this year, right? So create your own time frame. It doesn't have to be related to microdosing, but these are just amazing self-reflection questions. And how often do we really take the time to pause and to self-reflect? Okay, in the meantime, kitten, I will catch you on the flip side. So much love. Mwah. That's the end of today's trip. But remember, the real magic has always been inside of you. If this episode landed, send it to a friend who's ready to step into their next level. And make sure you're following the show so you never miss a dose. I'll be back again soon with another day on the path to your most limitless life. And until then, trust yourself, follow your intuition, and keep asking, how good can it get?